Okay, a few people have asked me about my presses and how come I've got 4 presses. Well, I just thought I would do a quick video and explain myself. So my story starts with this blue press here. Now this one was the first press I bought. The reason I bought this one is because it was a reject, because it had chipped paint and a few things like that, and I got it on eBay and it was pretty cheap. It was, I think it was like 20 quid, something like that. It worked okay for a little while, but the thread where you add the dyes is different to many threads that you get on other presses, so it meant that I couldn't use other dyes in this machine. This was all very well for a little while. I could apply small rivets and I could apply S-snaps with this press, but it wasn't very long before I'd regretted buying this one because it was cheap. So then, once I'd saved up a bit more cash, I'll bring in the other one now, I bought this one. This was on eBay, and believe it or not, the reason I bought it was because it was £9.99 for this, and I think it was 500 eyelets that came with the press. They were in 3 different sizes. I thought maybe the advert is misleading and it isn't for the press as well. That's literally just for the eyelets. So I thought, well, it's worth it for 9 quid. I'll see how it pans out. And as it happens, this arrived with all of the eyelets. So that was quite good. But then again, straight away, I realised that it was only the eyelet dies that worked with this press. A friend of mine then did a great thing, and he glued on some different threads to the dies that I had, and that worked for a little while. But then every time I kept unscrewing the dies, it kept leaving the glued on thread inside here, and then I had to try and get that out. So that was quite annoying. And again, I was fed up with myself for trying to do it on the cheap. You know, when you haven't got much money, you try and afford the things you can. So that was that one. Then I saw this one on AliExpress, and this looks very similar to the other presses out there. So I ordered this, and this one was £14, I believe. So I thought, great, it arrived, and it's really, really lightweight aluminium. There's absolutely no strength to it at all. And I noticed that when I read back through the paperwork that came with it, it says that if you press down too hard on here, it's going to snap across here. So that didn't seem too promising. Now this one sets cam snaps, the plastic ones that I've got, which I didn't have a great sort of press for before. So that works for those. But yet again, it wasn't ideal. I thought, yeah, I'm going to be very disappointed if I break this. And then again, not have a thing to do my cam snaps with. So at this point, I was thinking, I've spent a lot more money than I would have spent if I'd have just bought the press that I wanted originally. The presses that I was looking at originally was the cam snaps press or the trimming shop press. And so I bought this, the trimming shop press. It's fantastic. It absolutely fits all of the dies that I've got, apart from the ones for the blue press. It fits everything that I need to fix, like S-snaps, my cam snaps, my rivets, and my magnetic closures for purses and bags. And this does all of those. It's really heavy. I mean, I have to use, look, that is very heavy, so it's very robust. So what I would say is, if you're looking to buy a press, just get either this one or the Cam Snaps one. Don't do what I did and try and take the cheap route. Save up a little bit more money if you haven't quite got the money for the one you want, and just buy a really good one in the first place. It really is worth it. So that's the story of my 4 presses. I quickly show you this. This is where I keep all of my dies, in this little set of drawers, and they're all labelled with what I use. And if I go into these, you can see that they're labelled here, and also I've got the dies inside. And for instance, with these, I've got one of each of the things that you fix with this die, so that I don't forget. So this is for the snap dies, this is for one side, this is for the other, and so I don't get mixed up with those. And then, so that I don't get mixed up between my presses, on each set that I have, I've got it labelled which press will do what. So basically I've got, I think my trimming shop press does everything apart from, I think, my 6mm rivets, and that's the green press, which was the one that came with the eyelets for £9.99. And so I kind of use 3 of the presses, but not this one. I haven't found that it's any use because I can do the Cam Snaps with my heavy duty one now. So I don't use that one. Put that one away. This one gets used for my 6mm rivets. This one is now permanently set up with my whole press. So that one's the 2mm. I've got, like, I think I've got 1mm up to about 6mm that will screw into here. So I use this just for making holes before I set rivets and things. So that works for me quite well. What I find about this press is this bit here is rounded, and what happens sometimes, it just doesn't press very well, because on the other presses this bit is flat and you've got this angle here which presses down on there, whereas this one, the difference is it's rounded and doesn't work as well. So that's my presses, and that's the reason why I ended up with 4 of them.